Now the first technique I'm going to show you is how to put a layer of thread down onto your hook shank with close touching turns. Now this is very easy to do. Now some people hear close touching turns and run off because they are quite hard to do. Now I'll show you the way that people usually do it. Start the thread off, come down, and as you can see, the vise is not holding the hook. Now as you can see, the thread turns are not even, so I'm going to take this off, and I'll show you how to do it where you get it a nice smooth body. A smooth body is especially important when you're working with tinsel. Now the first thing I'm going to do is, when I start off, I'm going to take quite a length of thread off. I mean, I've got about half a foot or so here. And what I'm going to do is I just wrap it round my finger, just like that. So it's on my finger there. And that basically just gives you something to hold. And then at this point you'll only have about 2 or 3 inches of thread, and that's fine. Now, you start your thread off, but when people start off a thread, they take their thread up parallel to the hook shank, and you'll notice it makes the thread slide, and it will also allow the thread turns to be open. Now, when you're doing it, hold your waste piece of thread straight down, and every turn should come on top of that thread. So basically, if I hold it up, you're coming across with your thread, and you can see I'm crossing over the top of that thread, the waste piece, and the waste piece is helping it to slide up and sit right next to the other one, or the other turn in front. Now, you can go as fast as you want, or as slow as you want, and you'll notice it covers extremely tight. And if you do get 1 or 2 little gaps showing through, you just push it up with your thread, and there you have your nice, very nice body, which is perfect for tinsel. It's nice and flat, so you don't get that lumpy bumpy body. Now this next trick or tip is going to be the whip finish, or how to do it by hand. It's the way that I've done it since I started tying, and the reason that I done it was because when I started tying, I just did basic equipment, a vise and a bobbin, and I used a knife instead of scissors. Now what I do is, well, why I do this anyway, is just that I've got a whip finisher here. I just find it's a lot easier to do, it's a lot quicker to do, and you don't need to have one of these lying around. And although I do, it's usually somewhere over yonder. Now, I'm going to use some black floss, and this is basically so you can see it. I tried doing it with a thread, and the thread's just too thin, you can't see it. So this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to start thread the eye of the hook, just like we did in lesson 1, or tip 1. Trim off the waste piece. When you come back up, now it will look lumpy and bumpy, but it's basically just a technique that you do. So once you get the technique right, just move on to using your normal thread. Now I'm going to pull out quite a bit of, quite a length here, and I'm going to put my 2 fingers on top with my nails facing me, and I'm just going to come up with the thread like that. So you're just creating that kind of look there. So this piece of thread here is on your side, and then I just come on, thread round like that, and again, and again, and then to finish it off, you put your finger on the hook and just pull it tight. You need to pull that quickly. If you don't pull it quickly, you'll find that it will knot, and it will start to kind of coil around itself, and you pull it up and there'll be a big loop hanging down here. And I'm just going to take this thread off, and I'm going to do it again. This time I'm going to do it a wee bit closer. There we are. So start thread at the eye of the hook. Take off your waste piece, run it back down to the eye. 2 fingers on top, and then you're just bringing the thread over onto the thread that's already there. So you're just bringing it over and on top, and then just get into this position here. It's a sort of backwards L shape. Just go around once, twice, 3 times, finger on the vise, on the top, and pull it tight. Now I said about doing it quickly. You don't need to do it quickly with the floss because it doesn't tangle as much as the thread does. But basically when you're doing it with the thread it will tangle. And I'll just show you it with the thread just now. You won't be able to see it as well as the floss. Now just start thread at the eye of the hook. Coming back, back up. Come in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you've got your loop here. Finger on top of that. Pull it in and you'll notice it knots like that. Now I've got off with it this time, and you do go off with it a few times, but you know, like that once in a while you spend that wee bit longer tying a fly, getting it neater, and then you do that and muck it up. And basically it will come out. As soon as you chuck that in the water, your thread will untangle. As well, you can't trim off the waste piece. Now basically that is how to whip finish by hand.